Welcome to our final match of week 1. On the player side, we have the goofy Genesect, and on the opponent side, we have the Get Turn Turtonators. This is a rain ditto. This is two approaches to a similar archetype, and both have decided to bring their range setters. And I talked about this before in the team analysis, but the Rain is much better for the goofy Genesect defensively, and we can see the Genesect and the Kartana, being mons that are quad weak to fire, but thanks to their Rain, can help you get around that slightly. Maybe not fully, because Kartana's still so specially weak defensively. But yeah, that's one thing to take note of. When I'm looking at mons, Glalie is definitely one that I'm gonna keep an eye on. Just the fact that it has freeze dry is very important, because it can hit Gastrodon for quad super effect damage. Okoe. It can threaten to do decent damage to Politoed, and can threaten to do good damage into the Kilowattrel. Has to worry about something like the Kartana and the Genesect, and speaking of those mons, those are the mons I'm definitely the most interested in seeing, because if the Turtonator just isn't positioned correctly, or it goes down, these mons, especially the Kartana with Grass Stab that can hit the Slowking, can hit in the Crocodile, and with the Steel Stab can threaten to hit the Glalie that's already half the team. It can very much cause a big problem and can run away with the game with the Beast Boost. And mons, and let's see, for leads, I don't mind leading something like Kilowattrel, just for the fact, just so you can get an early Talon. I don't know how important Speed Control is for this battle, because these are some pretty slow mons. The Pelipper, Marantis, the Slowking. Yeah, these are slow mons. Maybe you don't even need Tailwind. I would want a way just to have a way to check the Turtonator up in front. So maybe I just lead something like the Gastrodon and something that can help cover the Gastrodon, which would be something like the Kilowattrel Flying type Stab. And then on the other side, I think I like leading Glalie, just on the fact that I don't think any of the quad fire weak mons are going to be part of the lead, just for the fact that he wanted to keep those safe. So I like doing that, and then Glalie does pretty well against everything else. And then Glalie can partner up with, not really sure, maybe something just in case when the quad fire weak mons show up. So I guess that would just be exactly Turtonator, but I don't like leading that. So maybe I don't know, Marantis I don't think is that bad as a lead. Just because it does okay. It does defensively okay, except against the Genesect. No, it doesn't, because of the Ice type. I don't know what you would lead with this. I'm just going to start the match at this point. Alright, so here's where things get awkward already. We do have the Turtonator up in the lead, which is very scary for this Kartana, and you cannot let this Kartana go down under any circumstance. I do think it's your best mon if it once you get this Turtonator down. So this Kilowattrel, I think the most obvious play is to switch something in for Pelipper and just kind of start hurricaning the Turtonator. Turtonator I don't think has that good special bulk, and Kilowattrel actually hits fairly hard, especially the move with just that high base power. And just not really many switch-ins to it, and Kilowattrel just seems kind of in a safe spot, so I think that's a fairly safe thing to do. And it's just what do you do on the opponent's side? Because you gotta play this oh, is he switching into his Politoed? And the answer is probably yes. He's not letting this Kartana stay on the field. I would without doing anything to it, I would think. So is he gonna protect? Is he gonna do something else? I don't think the Slowking is really doing. I do think Slowking does get Flamethrower. It does get Fire moves, I think. So, maybe it does do something, but I don't think, besides that, it's in a very good spot. It gets threatened by Thunderbolt. And especially if we think the Pelipper is coming in, then the Flamethrower isn't even really doing much of anything. Yep, and there's the exact turn I was thinking of, except I chose to Hurricane the Turtonator. The Slowking being protected does open you up for something like the ability to double up next turn. It's very hard to like switch into something like, I don't know, like Thunder plus like, I mean, Thunder Weather Ball can get hit by like Lurantis, but like something like it's still not happy to switch into it, and the Turtonator's just not in a good position like offensively. I would think that like I don't mind doubling the Slowking slot next turn. You can even do something like Hurricane and Weather Ball if you want to cover the Lurantis, but you don't have to. And yeah, I just like, I don't know, man. Like, what do you really switch into? Glalie is okay bulk-wise, but like, it's not gonna appreciate taking both of those. Nothing is really happy to take both of these attacks. I think the Slowking's already in a really bad predicament already, and like, you may have to decide like what's your least valuable mon, and maybe the Lurantis is the only thing that has a shot of living. That's like maybe you're only playing this like, I don't know, this Turtonator. I'm not just like, I just don't want this on the field right now. Wait, I'm sorry? Oh, object button. Okay, well that changes everything I said to double up, but like, it's still kind of like the similar thing where like Gastrodon isn't like, it's like, it still have like the flying type plus water type stab, so it's not really good. Okay, that does eat it. Power does a lot. And this might be, and I don't even know how to react to what I've just witnessed here. Break Room Sunny Day? I mean, like, I get it. But I don't think... I don't know, like, how fast these, like, mons are, like, in a vacuum. Doesn't he just send up Pelipper back in and, like, Politoed back in immediately? And, like, you either have to choose between clicking Sunny Day again and, like, kind of, like, passing your turn. I mean, you don't even need to switch in back in, honestly. You can just, like, click, like, I don't know, like, Earth Power, because that doesn't really have a switch in, plus, like, something to hit the Slowking. Maybe you have, like, U-turn or something, but, like, both these mons are definitely still threatened, and I guess the Turtonator probably may KO just Heat Wave, so maybe there is some, maybe you want to protect the Kilowattrel with an Earth Power. Because I do think even with the Sun boosted up, the Gastrodon is still in a completely fine defensive spot here, and you just want to keep the Kilowattrel safe. But yeah, Heat Wave probably KOs Kilowattrel and the Slowking. It may be time to start trying to get Regenerator off. I think that's like not a bad play here. It at 13 isn't living anything, but it at 43 could live something. So I like switching to Slowking here and just like probably just clicking Heat Wave, because I don't know how much more time this Turtonator's got on this planet. Yeah, and this was definitely like the most obvious play for the goofy Genesect to make, and definitely not a play I'm like angry about. You know, you get the KO on the Turtonator, but I kind of wanted to keep the Kilowattrel on the field at least for one more turn if you had Protect to click it, because I do think with just like this, you're now just really weak. You do put yourself very weak to the concept of a grass type, and your Kilowattrel was like your best answer to that. So like now you're in a spot where like you can't protect both of these mons. And now that Lurantis can start like clicking Contrary or Leaf Storm with like kind of just like almost no consequence here. And that's really scary here. And like you can even send in like Glalie here to have like two mons that like super threaten the other team with the good start. But we end up sending up the Crocodile. Crocodile definitely kind of a scary mon to bring in here. because it's okay. It's room service. Never mind. Okay. I'm starting to think that we just try to stall at these trick rooms at this point as best as possible, and Joe's team doesn't do anything because he has gone all in on trick room. Let's see. You still have to stall a few more turns. A decent amount of turns of trick room left. But it's definitely more than doable. You can, like... The Cortana is pretty safe here. You know, grass, that's fine. Ground and dark, that's, like, fine physically. It's just, what do you... And maybe you just, like, send out the Grimmsnarl here. Just so you can start getting screens up or doing something with it. Just to kind of bulk up your team to help you get through the trick room turns. You can choose to sack one of these mons, like... Maybe you think like, you don't need the Politoad anymore, because I don't think you need Politoad much anymore, and you can like protect Gastro, try to click Weather Ball. Like I don't mind letting this Politoad get down at this point. I think it's done its job for the most part, and it's not really doing much against the rest of the field besides the Crocodile, but you have other answers for it. And eats that fairly well. Stomping Tantrum. Alright, judging by how little that Ice Beam does, I'm guessing this Lurantis is Assault Vest. But yeah, the Terrifier backfiring basically immediately, getting hit by a super effective Stomping Tantrum instead of a neutral one. Now you put it in range for like another Stomping Tantrum because of that. I don't think it was really worth burning Terra on this. I just don't really think it just has too much left in it, but maybe I'm wrong. I guess the fire type in general, once the rain goes away, is just like, yeah, it's actually just like pretty good if you get rid of the Crocodile. So like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but definitely did not work well here. And so we can look a bit more about the speed tiers here. So it was Lurantis, then Crocodile, then Gastrodon, then Politoad, which is about as expected here. Again, your main goal as a Goofy Genesect is to just kind of like outlast Trick Room. Now that you see kind of what buttons are being pressed, like I don't even the Kill Watch Roll taking chip is like not great here, but like it eats Leaf Storm pretty well because it just resists it and it's immune to Stomping Tantrum. So, but I don't think you really need to do that. I think Kill Watch Roll is kind of too important to like let it like go down like that. But if you're feeling really confident, I don't hate it. And like you just gotta keep on clicking attacks as the Get Turn Turtonators here. Okay, and we over agency'd the shit out of that, going for Crunch. Trying to catch exactly Kilowattrel here is my guess. You know, because Stomping Tantrum is completely fine against everything else. Does not work out. Which means this gets to recover off. Okay. You know, biting off a bit more than you can chew here. Which is kind of like... Kind of part of the reason why I wasn't that big a fan of switching to Kilowattrel is that, like, if you get one thing wrong, then, like, maybe one of your more valuable mons dies. And now you're in a position where you're on the last turn of Trick Room. You can double protect here, and the Genesect is in a very good spot here, and you can just start clicking buttons to start killing things. I don't think there's really much to think about here on either side. You can, like... Yep, that's why you click Protect. Big chip with the Clear Smog. Let's see. He Clear Smogged? On... Yeah, you didn't... Okay. I mean, I guess you could do that. Yeah. It's still... That's a fairly safe... Well, no, because you could get Stomping Tantrumed. And you just, like... Just kind of, like... Well, like, he got away with it, so I guess who am I to judge? But yeah, this Genesect is in a very good spot. You just have to worry about random fire moves from Slow King, which I think it does get. And the Genesect can threaten with, like... can threaten the Slow King. It can like even do something like U-turn or something, even it has that, but you gotta worry about this Fire Fang, and maybe you just double. I mean, I don't want to double the Crocodile just because I don't want to deal with another Trick Room. But like, if you have a Gastrodon, it's not the end of the world if you just KO Crocodile. And then the trick. Well, if you protect Crocodile and Trick Room, that's bad. But yeah, so I think you want to try to KO the Slow King and just try to keep the Genesect safe. And I'm not really. Yeah, I guess you try to squeeze into Trick Room somehow because I don't think like pivoting is just. I don't know. It feels like you just start taming a bit more chip than you want to. All right, gets the turn exactly right. It is funny seeing this Pelipper get switched out as Rain is about to expire. So now we have no more Rain, which definitely benefits the Get Turn Turtonators more. Just around the fact that Fire Fang is now a thing that's now a threat again. So maybe the Politoed was needed in hindsight. But what does this Pelipper even do at this point? Just see it and send out. You can turn the Rain back on whenever you need it to, but this team really doesn't need it. So maybe this is like Tailwinding or something. But yeah. I don't mind just trying to U-turn the Crocodile again. It does good damage. Something like U-turn plus Earth Power to double the Crocodile. Seems pretty risk-free here. It's not a thing that wants to take that. You know, the best at taking is like Lele, but like a +1 U-turn from Genesect is going to hurt with a combination with Earth Power. That's like not fun. But like, that is probably your only switch in if you want to keep this Crocodile safe because Lurantis obviously dies, Slow King obviously dies, and you don't have any other mons to switch in, so yeah, this is a pretty safe double up. Metronomics. Is that Life Orb? Yeah, that is Life Orb on the Pelipper. Okay, I for some reason thought that the move was called Infinite Shot. I'm like, that can't be right. Finally gets another big Stomping Tantrum off. But unfortunately, because of the crunch you did early on, this Gastrodon just been eating up HP and eating it up. Yeah, this Grimmsnarl is in a pretty decent spot. It can do screens. It can do, like, I don't know, even just, like, attack the Slow King with, like, a Dark-type move. That doesn't really have many switch-ins into it either. And stopping. But, like, yeah. Maybe you could just, like, double. I don't like doubling Crocodile because, once again, it's potential Trick Room. I prefer doubling the Slow King here. If possible. And the best way to do that would be, like, it just really depends on the moves because Grimmsnarl can just run anything. So I'm not going to actually say moves and just see what happens at this point. Or Power eats that up. Gets a special defense drop. I don't know if that will matter. Bear Break. Oh, it lives. And we're going to see another Trick Room. And oh boy, this is where things get dicey. You got 2 Fire Weak Mons against a quad Fire Weak Mons against a Crocodile with Fire Fang, and that's in Trick Room at half speed. But there are some ways around it. It depends, again, depending on what moves you have. You can set up screens to keep it more safe. You can try to even just like Thunder Wave Cheese and like paralyze. You can Sucker Punch. There's ways around it. Maybe you need to. I mean, you can just like protect this turn with the Genesect and think that's about as like why wouldn't you? Okay, we don't know what. Oh, and it is actually the Slow King going for the screen. So this Grimmsnarl with Trick. What could this trick be? Choice Scarf? No, it's not Choice Scarf, obviously. Is it like, oh, it's that move that always makes you go last in your priority bracket? It's not Heavy Ball, but it's something along the lines of that. It probably is. So that's like a pretty good thing to do, especially if you can KO the Crocodile here with like a U-turn, which I don't remember how much U-turn did, but like if you can, that would be great. I don't mind clicking Trick here again. you're not getting an item back in return, which is not great, but like you got to get once you get this Crocodile Dan, I think you're in a pretty decent spot. Lagging Tail, that's what it's called. It didn't work. Why didn't Lagging Tail work? I don't know. Lagging Tail goes last in priority, bro. Did you choose like a minus priority move? Does that exist? Whatever it was, it didn't work, and sorry. Yeah, so the Genesect goes down. You still have Cortana. This is starting to get really bad. You may have to get a double protect here as you're out at this point. Obviously, you protect this turn, and like, if you are the goofy Genesect, you probably just want to try to double this Grimmsnarl, because like, it's pretty obvious. Okay, we finally get a KO on the Slowking. Or what you can do is, you can like sack like the Kilowatt roll here, and like say maybe you think Grimmsnarl Cortana gets there, which may not be crazy, because you know Cortana with a Beast Boost may KO a Pelipper at +1 attack probably KOs the Lurantis, I think, and obviously Glalie is red. So like I don't mind. I just want to know what these other moves in this Grimmsnarl are. But I don't mind snacking a Lateral here to set this up in a better position, which is exactly what's going to happen here. I think this is a good play. Oh, we're Parting Shot. Okay, so this is the double. This is even better. We Hond. Anger Point. Okay. It does KO the Kilowattrel, I guess. I don't know what is happening. I don't know anymore. So that's good news. The bad news is, the most important mon, the Cortana, is still on the field safely. And now it's going to be the fastest mon for the rest of the game. You can just click a Grass-type move here. And I wouldn't even mind clicking, like, more, depending on what last move is, more Parting Shot, just so you don't take more chip damage to, like, Frost Breath or, like, any ice move. Even if it's resisted, your special defense is so low that any damage matters. Alright, are we... We are plus attack. That is not good news for the Get Turn Turtonators. Let's see what this move is. Frost Breath. Yeah, that's a crit, which is... Well, I guess if you, I guess if Parting Shot doesn't matter if it Frost Breath, so I guess that was completely fine here. So this is definitely getting really, really close here, where you have to make a call at this point, like... So what mon gets sent out here. We're sending the Lurantis. This is tough. What are you like more scared of? Because like this at -2 special attack means absolutely nothing with Frost Breath. It can miss with Frost Breath. And it's just like, yeah, it just really depends like the stats on the mon. And what is this last move? I don't know. You can like, honestly, it wouldn't be a crazy thing to do. Is to like click Trick on a Lurantis, get its Assault Vest, and like just try to like win the rest with just Grimmsnarl, and then you have to make a call here. That's not a crazy... I don't think that's that crazy thing to do, because this becomes a lot scary. This becomes a really big nuisance if it gets an Assault Vest. And then you have to kind of just like... You just hope you don't click an attack into a Protect at this point. The Spirit Break may KO if you get like a stupid high roll on the Grimmsnarl. So that could be something you want to play into. Oh my gosh. We do the Protect. What is the Lurantis attack? And it is the Grimmsnarl, but it just doesn't KO. It does get a attack and special attack, attack and defense raise. So maybe with that plus can help you live something. I'm not sure. Kartana hits really, really hard, and we're at neutral right now. I don't know, like, the vestment and stuff, and it also depends, like, do you have, like, it depends what your other attacks are. If you have, like, Sacred Sword, then, like maybe enough because it ignores defense boosts, but I'm just gonna let this play out at this point. Yep, that's gonna be enough to KO, and we have seen the Grimmsnarl will be faster, and I think, gosh, and it lives at 1%. Not that I don't think it matters at this point, because a +2 Leaf Grade for surely kills the Kartana, and man, I don't even know what to say about this battle. You know, some very standard things happened, and then Frost Breath Anger Point, and a Sunny Day Trick Room happened, and yeah, that was a very fun match to watch. Very, very close. Congrats to the, oh my gosh, the Goofy Genesect for pulling out the win in the mirror type archetype, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.